Hello and welcome to Radiant Realization with Namrata. I am your host Namrata Shah and I have with me today Pooja Shekhar. Pooja is a homemaker turned passionpreneur and she runs She Passionpreneur Club where she helps women turn their passion into prosperity. Welcome Pooja. I'm pleased to have you today.
Thank you so much, Namrata. It's literally an honor for me to be here and probably help anyone who is listening to this. I'm sure that it's going to help a lot. Thank you so much for having me here.
And Pooja, I am excited about our today's topic of transitioning from a homemaker to a passionpreneur and supporting women turning their passion into prosperity. So, Pooja, what got you started to pick this as your coaching niche?
So for me, it was my journey. I was working with one of the most reputed bank in India, and then I got married. And I think, like majority of women, I took a break for getting married and then of course taking care of my family. I thought that it's going to be a short break, but actually I was a homemaker for 8 years. It was completely unplanned and of course opposite to what I thought it's going to be. Short break turned into long break and 8 years. When I actually thought of getting back to corporate job or doing something of my own, it was really difficult. I knew that it's going to be difficult, but this difficult, I did not know. Even for job interviews, I remember they would ask you one or two questions as in like, okay, you have kids, how many kids, who takes care at home, and then interview over. So that was the point where I thought that I need to do something different. This cannot be what I really want to do. And then I started digging deeper that kya kar sakti hu, kya kar sakti hu, kya kar sakti hu, and that's where something ad popped up and I just got introduced to something called life coaching. To be honest, I had no clue, but out of curiosity, I just joined the masterclass, and then rest is history. But then I also understood that it's not only me, but there are so many women out there who take break in their career because of their marriage, because of their pregnancy, and then getting back to the work is a real challenge. So that's what actually inspired me to start this, where I can help those kind of women who have taken long gap in their career and now they want to restart. So that's why I chose this niche, because I have gone through the whole pain and the process.
Journey, how difficult was it to make a decision of becoming a passionpreneur and designing your life around your passion?
So I won't say it was difficult to make a decision, because I already had hit that rock bottom that, I can't live this kind of life. I cannot stay just as a homemaker, because I was always a dreamer. I always wanted to live a life where I'm super successful, I'm doing something meaningful. I wanted to live something which has purpose. So I knew that I'm born for more. That is something I knew internally. But so basically, the blockage was about the doubts, not as in like making the decision, but doubts. Will I be able to do? Is it for me? If I fail. So all those questions were there. So decision was very clear. कि कुछ तो करना है. And when I found this, of course, I always loved, helping others, especially my friends and everyone used to, people who know me, they always used to reach out to me for help. So I knew that I can be helped like this. But yeah, of course, a lot of self-doubt, those blockages, those beliefs you have, those patterns. So those were the blockages in making the decisions.
And after the decision was made, how did it go?
Ah, I think the best decision I ever took in my life. Best ever. Because you see, we all are living a life. And we always say that we are living a life. But to be honest, now I understand that there is a huge difference between just breathing and actually living. Most of us are breathing, surviving, Okay, and we are walking towards that basic needs, theek hai, roti kapda makan, and of course the comfort and the desire and everything. But are we actually happy? There, the other day I was just reading some post, I don't remember the source. It said that we are in the generation of happy pictures and weeping souls. So I think this is the fact. And if our actually happy picture can turn into our reality, I think nothing can be like that. So today I feel like that was the best decision, because when I actually post my happy picture, it's not happy picture and weeping souls, but it's actually happy souls and happy picture. So best decision ever.
And once you started your business of coaching people, how did you bring this balance between managing household responsibilities, kids, and this new desire to help other people?
I will take this moment to brag about myself. I have never had any help to take care of my kids. Okay, I have been living the fullest of my motherhood and the fullest of my passion, my, coaching thing. It was challenging. And it is challenging for every woman who is living the professional and personal life and taking care of their responsibilities. It is challenging. But the baseline is what's important for you. And I think now and then, every time when I was like, I can't do it anymore, and I felt like it's over because it was taking too much of my energy. Whenever it happened, I always went back to questioning myself that, Pooja, what matters to you? And that is somewhere I think I found that, balance does not exist. I don't know who actually brought this whole concept about balance, but balance does not exist. And I'm not saying it this is for women, but I would say for anyone. When you're working hard for something, when you want to achieve something, when you are building something, as in something as serious as called business, because there's profit and loss included, right? There's a whole balance sheet you have to look after. You cannot have balance, but definitely what you can have is harmony. And today I would say, over the time, because I have learned, I'm living a harmonious life. So some week or some days or some months are more focused on kids, and then some days and some months and some weeks are more focused on work. It completely depends on what kind of, uh, I mean, which part of my life needs more attention. So it's here and there. I'm just swinging here and there. But I would say it's a very beautiful way of doing things. I think if we take out this word balance out of our mind, things would get a little easier. So I don't balance my life. I just see. And of course, that's a gift of the kind of flexibility our work has. You know, you set your appointments, you set your days, you decide for yourself. So, my schedules are also accordingly. First half I work, second half I only take up those clients who cannot come for the first. Either they are working or they have other commitments. So, I have very flexible schedule, and I have a lot of breaks in between so that I'm able to take care of my kids. So I won't say that initially it was easy, but definitely over the time, um, I have mastered this skill of harmony, how to create that harmony. So yeah.
Which I usually what I have experienced is like even while I was starting this podcast, the first step is most difficult because there's so much of fear talking, and fear wants us to stay in that comfort zone. So I would like to know from you, what was your self-talk and how did it help you to come out of this comfort zone where fear was continuously stopping you from taking next leap of faith?
I just told you that I have been a homemaker for 8 years. It's a long gap when you're not exposed to the corporate world or working, you're not into those schedules. You're only taking care of your house, being 24 into 7 on service, taking care of your kids, changing the diapers, and cooking all around. And I believe most of us, we do not even think of creating the other part, the professional, because we are so occupied with the home chores. So, I think it was really difficult. It was very difficult. Comfort zone, when I talk about, the first thing was that I'm outdated. I don't know what's happening out there. I don't know if what I am good at. So that was the biggest blockage I had, that I just don't know what I'm good at. I just don't know what I can do. Because I remember applying for the corporate jobs and I was like, what if I cannot spend time with my kids? Because I'm going to be there at work for long hours, right? So who will take care of my kids? What if the bond or the kind of care that she needs, and if I'm not able to give that? What if that uh, I fail or I'm not able to be good at the work as well as at home? You do have, like, I've seen so many. By then I think I've seen a lot of women going through this, the swinging kind of thing here and there, and completely being frustrated, irritated. So I didn't want to live that life, and I also wanted to create something. So there was a always a chaos in my mind that pata nahi kya karna chahiye. And of course, a lot of, I think I was also in comfort zone because I didn't want to face camera. Today I'm sitting here talking to you, talking to the audience, talking to the random people and strangers, because when we get clients, they're completely strangers. Today I'm doing that. But there was a point that I didn't want to face camera. Forget about going on social media. I used to run away from the sessions as well. I was like, I don't want to show my face. Oh my God, my hairs do not look good. Oh my God, there's no makeup. I'm not having this. I don't know what all. I don't look good. Of course, my English is not good. That was also one of the blockage. I was like, what if I go out and get into certain work and my English is not good? Now, I don't know. But now I know that my English actually may not be good, and it's not required to be perfect any which ways. But now I
Agree.
understand. At that point, I thought I need to, like a school teacher, like a English teacher has to. I need to have a perfect English.
Picture the Brennan Martin perfect English.
Ah,
That
of
is
course,
what
of
us
course,
a
of
school
course.
has taught us.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, English, the look, then if I fail. So I don't know. There was a lot. And of course, one thing which came right from my childhood, that I was a very average student right from the beginning, I would say. I don't know, primary, pre-primary, somewhere I was really good. And I think from class 6 or 7, I was an average child. So I never scored too high to gain that kind of confidence, because, of course, in our generation, you are good when you score this much.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So for me, it was like I always saw myself as in like someone who is not good enough. It came from, of course, parents, then surroundings, and when the way people score you on the basis of your scores. So I was not a confident child. I was not someone who believed in myself and saw my worth. So I think all those blockages, all those comfort zone, it was really tough. It was really tough. But I would say that I'm into deep gratitude to all my mentors who slowly and gradually literally picked out each and every blockages, each and every limiting beliefs, and helped me get over it. So it took time, it took good time, and I think it takes time for each and every one to get rid of their blockages and step out of the comfort zone. But what I know today is it's very much possible. If I could, everyone can.
So, Pooja, while you're talking about school days, and I just, it's so unusual and unkind of school to label us based on our marks, right? And it stays with us all our life. Nobody is going to ask us what marks we got in class 9, class 10, but that labeling, yeah, you are this category of student, you are this category, it stays.
Yeah, it somewhere you lose yourself. To be honest, you lose yourself. You lose all the, creativity you have, or all the good things you have beyond your marks and scores and the subjects. You lose each part of yourself. So that's, I think, but any which ways, everything helps you to learn something. And today I have learned how to be better parent, I would say. So I think my girls are lucky that I went through the whole life coaching thing.
100%. Okay, so Pooja, how does your day look like?
Okay, for me, early morning is more of like sending my kids to school. I start my day more of like hugs. Yeah, hugs, and then a lot of kissy pissy towards, with my kids. So it's like first half an hour is only with my kids. Uh, but any which ways, I wake up early. I wake up at around 4:45, 5 a.m. I go for a walk, and then I come back. I finish my exercise. Then I wake them up. We have half an hour only in bed, cozy bed. We are just spending time together. Then we rush into day-to-day schedule, of course, getting them ready and then sending them to school immediately. After sending them, we, as in like both of us, as in couple, we both get ready. He leaves for office. We have our breakfast together. Then he leaves for office, and I get on to the work. So somewhere around, I start my work from 9 to 2, because 2:30 my kids come back. So 9 to 2 I work, calls and all, wherever I need to deliver. And then I take break of 2 to 4. So I don't work between 2 to 4. So it's their lunch time. Again, understanding how their days went, just giving that casual time. And then again, 4 to 6 somewhere, I just take calls, if any. I try avoiding, but if in case I have, fair enough, I take those calls. And or I do content work and all. And then I just get it back to my family life. So that's how my day looks like. So again, as I told you, no balance, but I try balancing, but of course, a very harmonious life. So that's how my day look like. And of course, we have a little crazy kind of ritual. We dance together as a family. We dance
Wow.
together. So it's like around 15 to 20 minutes. We as a family, all four of us, it's a kind of ritual which has become that we dance together. So just having fun, crazy movement, no choreography. Don't expect that I'm a dancer, but definitely those crazy movements. So yeah, so that is one thing, a little weird, but yeah, we love dancing together. Apart from that, of course, weekends I don't work. Um, when I say I don't work, that's not completely not working, but of course, now and then we do work. But otherwise, I keep it free for my family life. So that's how my days and weeks looks like.
Yes, you explained it very detailed, and it was so easy. Well, even I was listening, I thought it's so easy to replicate, right? So things, and you made it so easy. Everything is manageable. Everything is manageable.
For me, Namrata, I will tell you there's one rule. I always say that it's all okay. When you try to be perfect, whether it's about keeping your day perfect, whether you trying to be yourself perfect or expecting anyone to be perfect, that's where everything goes wrong, I think. If you're just telling yourself it's okay. Some days I'm not able to deliver the kind of work I want to deliver. Maybe I'm not into right energy, maybe something happening in my personal front. I say it's okay. What am I going to do? I will over deliver this person now to compensate. Some days I'm not able to provide the kind of attention my family life needs. And then I say it's okay. Again, I will over deliver them and compensate. So when you say this to yourself that it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, I think half of the problems goes away, whether it's expectations from others or from yourself. So that's the mantra I follow.
So life coaching is an upcoming industry. It was not known to a lot of people around. And also, you were a homemaker for a long time. So, first, you made a decision that you want to venture out and become a life coach. But how did you explain to your family and how did you get their support in your journey to become a passionpreneur?
Um, to be honest, I did not get support from everyone, but because I was living in a nuclear family, what mattered was my husband's support, and he supported me. And both of us, none of us were actually aware of this life coaching thing. So he did not know, I did not know. Only he knew one thing, that from 8 years, I have seen you suffering, I have seen you being unhappy, and you always were like, कि कुछ तो करना है, कुछ तो करना है, कुछ तो करना है. So he was like, you have got something where you have, I see you interested, right? So explore. So that was the kind of support I received from him because he was the one who encouraged me. I was very skeptical about investing such a huge amount because, see, when you are a homemaker for 8 years, you have not stepped out of the house, you have not gone out or done anything. And suddenly you were like huge investment in learning something on self development. You have a lot of self doubt inside, as in like, hey, Bhagwan, ये तो पूरे पैसे डूबने हैं. In your head, of course, you're thinking in that way. And at that point, I remember my husband gave me a point here. He just helped me tweak the whole concept. He said that, tell me one thing. Do you know what your children will become in future? I said, of course not. I mean, it's completely their choice. Then why you are investing into their studies? This may go waste. So for an example, you help them study throughout their life. It takes good amount, half of your life in studying, right? And then they choose to get into some other profession altogether. Is it waste? So there's no guarantee any which ways. And if you are ready to invest without guarantee on your children, then why not yourself? And I was like,
It's a
wow.
great thought
Yeah,
process to have.
actually. And he gave me this concept and I was like, wow, he's right. First you need to learn, invest on yourself, and then work around things. If it's supposed to work for you, it will work. And if it's not, you will learn something at least. You'll become a better human. And I would say more than profession, it has helped me to become a better mom, a better wife, a better daughter-in-law, a better daughter, a better sister, a better human being altogether. Because now we can actually put our fit into someone's shoes and understand where they are coming from. And when you can do that, you become a kind and compassionate person, and this world needs more of them, more of us. Correct. So I think that was the shift, and I think my husband was and is my biggest cheerleader, my biggest supporter, and he's the one who always says कि कर सकती है, कर. He's always in that mode. And वो कहते हैं ना, sometimes I feel like कि वो चने के झाड़ पे चढ़ाना, but definitely he's the one because of whom I am the person who I am today. Otherwise, I could have not taken that first step itself. So my plus point was my husband. So for other
And
people, definitely not everybody supported because nobody understood what life coaching is. And some people तो thought कि भाई अपनी life इसकी ऐसी है, दूसरों का क्या ठीक करेगी, you know, because I have been a person who was quite short-tempered. I
mm,
used to lose my temper very quickly. Today, when I meet people and they first word, I mean, even I can ask you, what do you think? What is the first word which comes to you when you meet me?
the serene and the calmness that flows from you.
See, so it took me long time to even observe this word. कि अच्छा, absorb करना बहुत मुश्किल था कि mean and calm, because I myself knew that I have been a very short-tempered person, losing like temper anytime, anywhere. And then to become this person, see, I think people saw me like that. So when I was becoming a life coach, they were like, "Acha, tu life coach banegi." They used to laugh at me. And some people did not understood. So for them, it was like, हाँ ठीक है, कुछ तो टाइम पास के लिए करते रहना चाहिए, मन लगा रहता है. I'm like, yeah, money लगा रही हूँ बस. So again, what
Mm.
matters is like how you feel about it. I was so happy and I was so passionate, and it gave me a sense of fulfillment right from the beginning. So I felt like बस ये करना है, किसी को समझ में आता है, fair enough, नहीं आता, कोई बात. So yeah.
And I'd say, Pooja, you've done really good karma to get a husband who says, कर ले, जो भी अच्छा ही होगा, देखा जाएगा. And I think those words are something once you they register, they keep echoing, right? कि कुछ और भी करना है ना, तो हमें खुद को ही वो internal drive.
I think when you're born with a purpose, na Namrata, you will always have someone who will support you, who will help you become that person, who will help you take that first step, who will help you take that action. For some of us it's our partner, for some of us it's our friends, for some of us, I mean, I don't know, for different people different, and for some of us we have mentors, you know they open our eyes, we get that bulb on moments. For some of us it can be any relative, it can be any random. By the way, for some most of us there are like books now today, Instagram posts, those inspiring people doing wonderful job over social media. So I think someone will pop up once you are ready. Point is, are you ready? So I think for me it was my husband suddenly who woke up as in like, ruko, main hu. So yeah, of course. But yeah, I feel very fortunate and in deep gratitude to him. So yeah.
And Pooja, once you started this journey, you're meeting people, clients are reaching out to you, and in that journey, did you experience criticism from extended family or anybody who's usually the बोल देते ना कि इनका क्या सुन लो, but criticism from people who are not your loved ones, or self doubt that usually comes along the way?
I think when a woman tries to do something beyond who she is, you will always get those kind of people. Always. As I just told you that people thought that हाँ मन लगने के लिए कुछ करना चाहिए या तुम क्या ही सिखला लोगे. Your own relationship is suffering, you are such a short temper person, what will you teach to others? Just doing a degree cannot help you become a better person or to be able to teach others. Of course, from one of the client I heard that you are too expensive, आप बात करने के इतने पैसे लेते हो. So you get so many kind of people. And but yeah, of course, one thing which pinched me was actually from my parents, because they believed that as a mom I should have been serving my kids, being with them as a full-time mother. And when I started traveling, when I started going out for work, so at that point, they were like, I'm not happy with what you are doing. You should be there for your kids. I mean, I think the longest duration which I have left my children was 10 days. 10 days I was not around. And my younger one was, I think, three and a half, I guess. So she was actually showing a lot of tantrums, and my parents were taking care of them at home. At that day, it was like really bad for me because they were like, "कि कहीं भी हो अभी आओ." And I was not even in the town, and I was said that "अभी आओ. You can't do this to kids." So, of course, when a child is crying for you, when they are suffering, as a mother, any which ways you're feeling guilty. But then, and I don't blame them because they come from the generation where they have seen this, right? And they have seen women prioritizing the home beyond anything else. So they came from that generation. They expected me this. But in that moment, definitely I was hurt. I was like, if my parents do not understand that, then who else can? But definitely, it takes time, but slowly and gradually, even they turn into your cheerleader and supporter. Today, I know that when I'm traveling, my mother and my father, even my father, he will say that, अच्छा जाना है, मैं आ जाऊँ क्या बच्चों को देखने? So now I have reached that point where they have seen that, this is something real success and real work and real impact which is happening. So now they have started believing into it and supporting me. But initially, definitely, I have faced all those things, and all of us face. But ठीक है, I think it's all part of the journey, and it teaches you a lot. And I heard this somewhere that you learn nothing from your successes and good things in your life. You always learn from your failures and the challenges you face. right? So I think today when I have to leave my home, I have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and I'm not dependent on anyone. If there is someone to support me, fair enough. If they are not, I know what to do in that moment. Okay, so I think all the criticism, all the critics in my life, they have literally pushed me to find the solutions, to be a better version of myself, and to do and be more of who I can be. Their not having trust has actually built me more stronger. I was other day reading somewhere that some people have literally broken you so much that now you have become unbreakable. Yeah. So I think all those critics have built me now unbreakable. I don't care what people think, what people say, and what they believe. I know that I'm doing what I want to do. I'm living a happy and peaceful life, living my purpose every single day. And I think nothing can beat that kind of life. So I don't care.
Pooja, in your journey, you've seen a lot of different things, as in you started with a corporate job, then you shifted to become a homemaker, then you shifted to become a passionpreneur. So, in entire journey, how did you adopt to the different mindset that was required in each role?
I think it's different phases of your life. Like you're never prepared to get into marriage, you are just pushed into marriage. Sometimes you choose and get into it, and sometimes others push you. But when you get married, there's no manual how to be a married woman, how to be a wife, how to be a daughter-in-law, whatever responsibilities come. Of course, you get those tips and tricks and guidance from people around, but then you have to live it all by yourself, right? So I think it was more of like that. When you become a mom, same, you have to figure it out. So I think when I finished my MBA, it was very certain thing that you have to get into job. So bank job came, so everybody was happy कि हाँ ठीक है बैंक में काम करेगी, it's a secure job and everything, and it's a reputed thing, so I just went into it. I don't know how much I loved, by the way, but it was just like अच्छा ठीक है, big brand, big bank, and I'm working, so I felt proud in saying कि अच्छा I work in this bank. So it was more of like that. So uh, I don't think I required any mindset there. Becoming a homemaker was again not out of choice, but it just happened. As I already told you that it wasn't my husband who forced me to be a homemaker, but now I realize it was more of like good girl syndrome. I wanted to be the best wife. I wanted to be the best daughter-in-law. I wanted to be the best daughter. And I dedicated my life to get trophy for all those things, all those titles. You understand? I just wanted all those titles to be like best of everything. And definitely, honestly, I failed badly. So it was more of like, again, not a choice, but it happened. During those 8 years, definitely I lost myself. Um, I was happy when I became a mom, but during the motherhood journey, somewhere I lost myself because I was like, कि, क्या कर रही हूँ मैं? This is not something I wanted to be or do. So that was the point. And then when my elder one was growing up, I decided to get back to the work. And by the time I actually got a job offer, I was again pregnant. And I wasn't happy with my second pregnancy. But then still we continued because it was a decision taken like consciously ki theek hai. And then COVID happened, so I had no opportunity to go back. But that point, the mindset which you're talking about, homemaker, it wasn't the mindset. It was more of like suffering because I did not choose that life at that point. If I know a lot of women who are happy to be a homemaker, but at least I was not one of them. I was not a happy woman being at home and just doing this. I'm not saying just doing this, it takes a lot of time and energy, by the way, and a lot of management also. I think मेरा पूरा MBA काम आ गया था वहाँ पे. But then what I mean is कि at least I wanted to be more of it, more of something else. So that was like, I don't think, but definitely to move out of it and moving into this life coaching and becoming an entrepreneur was a big, huge blockage. For that, definitely, I needed a strong mindset. And, but then I think that also came gradually. First, as a learner, because I told you, my husband injected that thought that learn it, try it, and then see. So that helped me to get into the mindset of learning. And of course, we all belong to that success gyan. And I was very inspired by this one line from Surendra Jayashekhar. He said that, what you know that you know is 1%. What you know that you don't know is 4%. And what you don't know that you don't know is 95%.
The entire ocean.
Yeah, so that helped me to get into the mindset of learning that at any point, no matter how much you know, but still there is 95% to learn. So I became a lifelong learner. That was the first mindset I adopted कि ठीक है सीखते तो रहना है. यहाँ काम नहीं आएगा, वहाँ काम नहीं आएगा. Somewhere it will help you. And today I think what you speak, whatever comes out of your mouth helps someone. We have reached that point, right? So it's any which way is helping, right? It's not only helping you, but helping beyond, beyond you, it's helping out anyone. And that's why I think we are doing this podcast and you are bringing so many people because words matter. Yeah. So I think the journey matters here, the stories matter. So I think any which ways that learning mindset helped me from that. And then, of course, entrepreneur was a word which always used to scare me. I remember my one of the cousin giving me the proposal कि मेरे साथ business कर लो. And I'm like, कुछ भी करवा लो, no business, please. So I always, because I come from a business family and my father, my brothers, they all are in business. So I was very scared of their schedules. I always saw them not having time for anything. And I was like, I don't want to live this kind of life of so much of pressure. So I just never wanted to become an entrepreneur. But then after getting into life coaching and understanding that gradually you have to build and you have this flexibility of working from home, taking care of your kids. I don't know if it ever existed before, but definitely now we do have that flexibility. And there is no rush. There is no rush of building your business to 10x or 100x today itself. It's a gradual process, no matter what kind of business you are into. So slowly and gradually learning and growing was one of the mindset which helped me that there is no rush. धीरे धीरे करो, आराम से करो. Like my mentor said that till the point your kids are not 5 years, you're not supposed to move into proper business. By that time, just keep learning. Keep learning, keep growing at your own pace. Do not compare. So I think all those golden nuggets from our mentors, it has helped me a lot because then I could actually calm myself. I never got too desperate of the success. And I think वो कहते हैं ना जब धीमे आंच पे बिरयानी पकती है तो उसकी बात अलग होती है, right? So I think मैं धीमे धीमे आंच पे बस पक रही थी अभी तक. So yeah, definitely now into entrepreneur journey and I'm just loving it. So it was a gradual process and I think the whole mindset from mentors, from my guides, from my teachers, it has helped me to stay in that whole zone and gradually become who I've been.
I'm loving this, Pooja. So, Pooja, now since you've learned so much, what I feel that the words are no longer words when they come from your mouth. They are gems or they are words of wisdom, and it connects. Pooja, now that you are aware about many things that would make our life much better, after having all this knowledge, if you have to say how your life coaching journey helped you in your relationship with your husband, your kids, even your in-laws, what would be your thoughts?
I think it has changed completely because as I told you, I was a very short temper person and every small thing used to trigger me. At that point, I did not understand where I'm coming from. Why do I lose my temper? Why everything triggers me? But definitely, uh, I remember that every single thing from my, I always thought that men tries to control a woman life. And that's where I came from. And whenever my husband is saying, okay, let me drop you, I'm like, why? Why do you want me to drop? Why do you want to drop me? I'm an independent girl. I can go by myself. And he was like, okay, good. So, I'm just giving you this random example. It just happened once. But what I mean is ki, as small as this thing where he was just caring for me, it used to turn like this. I don't know if I should say this publicly, but I hated my daughter when she was 6 months. And it was not just like this, it was really bad one, hard one. And I did not know why I did what I did. I cried a lot after that. I lost my temper and I did that, and I literally cried for hours after that. I was in such a deep guilt. For in-laws, of course, I have misunderstood them a couple of times. Misunderstandings and all have happened. But then today I understand. I'm just giving you one example of all the three things. But what I mean to say that extreme things have happened, and I always blamed them. And there was a point where I went back to my parents and said, "Koi aur nahi mila tha." And also, I blame them that if you would have allowed me to live my career first and not getting me married at so early, I would have become a different person. I would have created my career. I would have living a better life. So I blamed my parents also. So blame was there, complaint was there. And I was blaming and complaining to anyone and everyone. Because who was the victim? Me. Who was the culprit? Everyone else. So that was the kind of life I was living, to be honest. बच्चे मैंने लाए, बट उनको उनका ध्यान रखना पड़ रहा है was a problem. Getting married was a problem. Having in-laws were the problem. Parents, everything was problem around. So from that point to shifting to this point where I'm saying that my husband is the greatest blessing ever I could have. He has been and he is always my biggest cheerleader. He is my supporter. He is everything because I am who I am because of him. From hitting my child when she was just 6 months, who could not understand anything, and losing my temper to that today, forget about others who are saying me calm. My daughters are like, Mama ko to gussa nahi aata. And they will take me so lightly. So sometimes I have to act as if I'm angry. And for my in-laws, to be honest, today I have a most beautiful relationship. And if you ask me what changed, is not my husband, not my kids, not my in-laws, but me. Because what matters is that how do you respond to the particular situation? And I think I have achieved this. So when you ask that how my relationship has changed, I think these examples will show you how I have changed and how my relationship has changed. And it's like I have seen over 3.5 years now. I have seen thousands of life changing. Thousands of life changing I have seen right in front of my eyes. And each one of them experiencing the same kind of transformation. Because work works. This work definitely works. Point is who is ready to work on themselves. But definitely once you commit to this thing and you have experienced it, you yourself, you are a coach, you have experienced it. Your life can never be same and you can never be same. Your relations can never be same once you have gone through this whole process. It can never be same. It's said that you can't unlearn what you have learned. You can't unknow what you know, right? So once you go through the process, you can never go back to the person. You can always change, but only change for good, only change for better, and only change for your best version. So I think that's how each and every aspect of my life has changed. All thanks to all my mentors and guides and all.
And Pooja, how do you see yourself? बाकी सबके साथ तो निभा ली, but how do you see yourself today?
I think I am the most compassionate person when it comes to self love. I'm not only compassionate to others, I am compassionate to myself as well. As I told you, my day starts with what? 5 a.m. walk and then exercise. This whole process, only walk and exercise itself takes me somewhere around 1 hour 20 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes. It's only because I prioritize myself. I deep down in my heart believe that women are roots of family. You see, a plant, a tree cannot stand without roots. They can be stand without branches, probably the leaves, the fruits, the flowers, but they cannot stand without an healthy roots. And a woman of the house is actually roots. You need to be happy, you need to be healthy, you need to take care of yourself for your family to be happy and joyful. We think completely opposite. We think कि भाई हम sacrifice करेंगे, compromise करेंगे, हम serve करते रहेंगे. You just keep yourself aside and keep serving, and then life will be, you know, you keep compromising and then family will be happy. Trust me, it's not that way. A happy woman is equal to happy home. You cannot give happiness to anyone else if you do not, I mean, from your heart, if you're not happy. You can't give love to others if you do not have it inside. You have to receive it and then you have to give it. And if nobody is giving, I think that's our responsibility to give ourselves first. So today I have reached a position where, I mean, this is a little my fitness coach. She's very particular that you have to have this much protein every day. So there was a day when, we have limited, paneer at home. And my daughter was like, Mama, aapke plate mein paneer hai. I said, yes, I exercise every day. I need more of proteins. You eat, I will get you tomorrow. So my husband was looking at me like, yaar, bachche ko chahiye. I'm like, I need more. Come on. You know it. So, you know, that is the stage where I have reached. Now, again, people out there can judge me, but to be honest, I strongly believe that you have to take care of your fitness, your health, your happiness, your joy, your anything and everything what matters to you for yourself. So, this is the kind of connection. I love myself, I care for myself, I'm the most compassionate person with myself. And I think that's what helping me to be compassionate and loving or caring for others. And Namrata, you understand this, I think, and all the other coaches will relate to this, that our energy matters. Our energy matters. Our own internal work is what reflects into our work. So it's really very important for us to take care of our emotional being, our physical being. And I am completely dedicated and committed towards serving. And for that, I serve myself first.
Serving from overflowing cup, not from the empty cup.
Of course, always.
Hmm. Okay. So, Pooja, I was really enjoying this conversation, the transition that you've gone through. Now, with your She Passionpreneur Club, how do you help women in their journey and what all activities you do in your club?
So basically, my whole idea is to help women to reconnect with their own passions. Why I do say that? Because even the women who are in corporate jobs, they are not very happy because they do not have control over their own time. They cannot be flexible when their family needs them. And at some point, they feel burnt out. Okay, so I think that flexibility is very important and it comes when you are your own boss. And that's the whole idea comes because, I see a lot of women focusing on, see, I think we all have a very fixed mindset that if you have to earn, you have to step out of the house and you have to go to office and you have to do some corporate job to earn. And when I ask women that what are you good at, what do you enjoy? Say, I don't know. No, I'm not good at anything. I do not have anything good. Tell me one thing. How is it possible that a person has nothing, like literally no talents? Not possible. You managing your home the way you manage itself is a huge thing, because again, there are people like me who do not know how to take care of home and decor and everything. The people who know makeup, beautiful makeup they put. By the way, I've recently learned how to put eyeliner. I did not know. So, there are so many things which you feel like does not matter, and and you do have those talents. So there the whole idea comes like turning your passion into something that you love, something that you're good at, something what people would like to learn, or um, learn from you, like you have something good and you want to teach forward. So that was the whole idea why I wanted to get into this She Passionpreneur. So she stands for woman. Passion stands for, of course, anything which you love to do. And preneur, of course, it's entrepreneur. So that was the idea why this name took birth, She Passionpreneur Club. So the whole idea is to help women to reconnect with what they love and turn their passion into prosperity. Now, why do I call prosperity? Because I think a woman cannot be happy until and unless she's living a purposeful life. If you're not making any difference, if you're not making happy others, if you're not serving, if you're not caring, if you're not living to the fullest, you get burnt out too quickly. And when you get burnt out, it actually impacts your personal life. Professional to jo hai so hai, personal bhi. And that's why you need to live a life where profit and purpose comes together. So when you earn money and you are happy, the kind of work we are doing, of course, a lot of money comes in, but not only money, you get a huge fulfillment inside. Every smile that you bring on others' face, it matters. Every gratitude message when you receive, it feels another level. It feels like heaven. And I think for a woman at least, this matters. Only money can never help a woman to get that kind of fulfillment or satisfaction. So that is the whole thing. So I help women to find their passion, like what they enjoy to do and what they would like to convert into business. Then, secondly, I help them to get into a proper structure of how they can do. Because, see, knowing something does not help you to build a business. You have to turn it into a skill which can be paid for. So what they need to learn, how they can turn it into profitable business, the proper goal setting, then vision, and then how to actually put it into action plans. We break it into small plans and with accountability, because I think a lot of us, we know what to do, but we fail to do it because there is no boss. And people are comfortable in corporate job because there is a boss always to kick you off. Yeah, so a lot of accountability we give, because that's where I think the real action lies. When we push them hard enough to get into action, as well as we are of course quite gentle because we know they have a lot of responsibilities otherwise. So the whole thing is about this accountability, action plan, and of course with whatever they need, emotional, because see, as in I'm not only a business coach, I'm also a life coach. So I help them with their emotional being. So the whole journey first starts with life coaching and then shifts to business coaching. And of course, lots of activities, depends who opts for what, but right from the emotional being to their business, we help them with throughout the process.
Okay, so last one thing, Pooja. What advice would you give to somebody who has a lot of passion but don't know how to turn it into something that would bring prosperity to her?
Darling, don't hold yourself back. You have it all. You may not see it, but definitely you have it all. It's said that if you can think it in your mind, you can create it in your reality. And if you have some idea, if you have some thought, if you have some desire inside your heart or mind, just know that you can materialize it. It's not that you have put it inside, God has put it in. So just believe in yourself, take that step of faith, hold on someone's hand. Someone will help you, but then just be ready. Just start taking that one step. Do, I think it's all about those small, consistent steps. We get scared when we think that we need to build this, but just know it's a gradual process and you can do it. I am a very average student turned into a passion and turned into a homemaker, like corporate job, then homemaker, and then passionpreneur. And I see my journey, and I always go back and reflect and see that, how can I actually do this? I mean, how was it actually even possible? I could have never thought it. Thanks to my mentor and everyone, I have done it. And if I can then do it, trust me, you can do it too. Believe in yourself, take that step forward. It's going to be the greatest gift to yourself and to your family and everyone around. Because when you grow, it's not only your growth, you actually pull a lot of women with yourself by inspiring them and showing them that what's possible. So don't hold yourself back. Let's do it together.
Thank you so much, Pooja. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, and I would say the one thing that I loved is your husband saying, "Do it or learn it. What wrong can happen?" And I precisely know the what these words did to your self talk, and it is what I'd like to ask audience also. What part of our conversation touched you? Do let us know in the comment section, because I read comments and I would really want to know from each of you how Pooja can help you. You can also reach out to her. So thank you so much, Pooja. Thank you for coming and sharing your views.
Thank you so much, Namrata, for asking such an insightful questions. I loved all of your questions. It was simply amazing answering them, and of course, sharing my whole journey with you and the audience out there. I'm sure that it's going to help someone. Thank you so much.